years, I've had a lot of unique knives come in, and a lot of times they're just gimmicky. And I'm like, okay, yeah, they don't really hit that spot for me. They're cool, but they're not something I would carry. This is a completely different story. We're about to look at one of the weirdest and most unique knives that have come in that I absolutely have fallen in love with. So let's turn this around and take a look at this super cool knife from above. Guys, this is kind of something unique. This is what's in this box is, well, let's go ahead and just look at it. It's the Hand Knives EMW, and I know that you've seen this a couple times, and I gotta tell you, I definitely did not expect to fall in love with this knife the way I have. This is not the final review. I just kind of wanted to do this kind of like mid-review, mid-carry knife, because I gotta tell you, if you haven't checked one of these out, it's absolutely an incredible knife. So it is a double-ended, double-bladed knife. So they're both, for all intents and purposes, they are the same blade, but one, I mean, they're definitely different, but they're the same length. They're the same overall profile. Just one is done as a Tonto and one is done as a trailing point, also known as a Bushido blade. And this thing is just really, really good. I find myself with this in my pocket all the time. And I gotta say, I did not expect to fall in love with this. Like I said, this thing is truly incredible. So you've got two M390 blades. This one is the Bushido blade. This is the one I use the most, and I absolutely did drop this and have to resharpen it. This is the blade I use the most on this knife. But both blades are incredibly good. It's in M390 titanium, and mine is in black micarta. There's a bunch of different versions of this. But that, I mean, that is just, let's get this box out of the way real quick. But what I was saying is that was just the specs on the knife. What I find in this knife is I just want to carry it. It is not so much that it's flashy, and it's not that it is completely over the top, and it's not like it's not like my Norseman. But I find this driving other knives out of my pocket for a couple of reasons. One, it's incredibly functional and comfortable to use. So you've got two really, really well-designed blades. These are some of the nicest shaped blades for cutting I've had in a knife. The next reason is it's just satisfying in hand. It is a bigger, beefier knife because it has the two blades. It has got the one blade on each end, and they're opposite each other, so they're nested in here. It is a double frame lock done in titanium, and the lockup on it is brilliant. These are being done for Yan knives by Riat, so you know that the manufacturing on these is just outstanding. The other thing is this is one of the few front flippers or top flippers that I can do with my index finger, and I understand why they are so popular. This is one of the knives that definitely has changed my mind about front flippers and top flippers. Okay, so with that being said, in hand, I didn't think I was going to like this completely. So I like radius blades. I did a video about the Cetus here not too long ago. That knife is completely radiused from heel to tip this way. This is exactly the opposite. Instead of being, this is almost recurved from tip to heel. So you get a unique feel. It just meets your hand almost perfectly, and you can get way up on this blade and cut through things. The other thing is this acts like a thumb shelf, which gives you a really secure grip. So I don't have a finger choil, but I don't feel like I need one because I can get up on here and I can just really power through things with that knife. Action on this is just incredible. You can do the same thing with this blade, by the way. It's just an incredibly good knife. It is insanely attractive. And the way the blades are shaped and ground, they come down to a really, really overall good blade profile. This is a very attractive knife. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Look, it's a big knife. I don't want that down in my pocket like a traditional, with the action being that snappy. Do I really want it in my pocket? Well, here's the thing. This is something I've always wanted but never got. This is a pocket slip that this sits in. So this rides in my pocket in this slip, and it really is amazingly comfortable in pocket to carry it this way. And then you don't lose any discomfort. You don't lose any comfort. You don't give up anything on ergos because it doesn't have a pocket clip. In case you guys were wondering, yes, I did re-anodize my Norseman two-tone blue. At any rate, you don't give up anything because you don't have a pocket clip. So this is running on some incredibly good bearings. It has to be, because the action on this is just ridiculously smooth. It is just shy of drop shut, just a little shake home. And it has really cool weight distribution on this, because you got just a neutral balance no matter where you're at on the knife, because the weight of this blade is also in the handle, if you see what I'm saying. So you have a little bit more weight. This is a little tail heavy, which typically I'm not a fan of. But then the last factor is, if you really want something cool to get people's attention, you can open both blades at once, and you wind up with the crazy batarang look to it, which just makes it dangerous enough to make it a little bit more fun. But that's not what I do with it. That's not the selling factor on it. I just have really found I fell in love with this. Now, there is, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, I've only found 2 small negatives on this knife, and we're going to talk about those right after we turn this around. So I just wanted to say, like, how good this is. This is a midterm. I have found 2 small things, though. So let's bring in a real quick word from a channel sponsor, and then we'll talk about the 2 little negative things I've found.
Guys, a big shout out to Dahlstrong for sponsoring this portion of this video. I just wanted to point out that you are not going to find a knife that is more comfortable in hand in the kitchen than the Dahlstrong Phantom series. This is my Phantom series paring knife. They sent this to me. I've used this so much. You just cannot get by how comfortable they are. And not only are they comfortable, they're gorgeous. You can see it there. It is a beautiful series of knives. They're done with natural materials, quality steel, and they are some of the sharpest kitchen knives you're going to find. So go down to the link below. Check out Dahlstrong. They are supporting this channel. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. Guys, that's it. Let's turn this around and get back to the video.
So 2 little things, and they are both upkeep and maintenance things. One of them is your sharpening thing, and one of them is something else. So this is going to, it might throw some people for a loop when sharpening. And I say that because if you freehand sharpen, the distance from here to here, when you flip this knife, you're gonna have to be really careful of the angle, maintaining your angle on your edge, because when you address the stone from this side and then go to this side, it's going to automatically be a little bit off. It could pose problems for people. It didn't pose me a real problem. It's just something you're going to have to be thoughtful of. And I got to say, like, the M390 on this is done very well. And then the other only small little thing that I would, well, it's not a small thing. The one thing that I would say that you really got to keep in mind on this, if you carry this a lot and it gets filthy, I've already taken this apart once and cleaned it. You got to remember, you now have 2 blades. This is basically 2 knives. So you're going to have 2 sets of bearings, 2 sets of pivots, the additional piece in the middle. There is no way to take this apart really and not take the entire knife apart. It's not like you can take it apart from one side and then clean it. You can sort of, but it just makes more sense to take the whole thing apart and then put the whole thing back together. I did not run into any problems with blade from end to end. Like, okay, this blade, I've got a mark here, but you may want to, who knows, your knife might, your traction, your mileage may vary, but you do have to worry about the fact that now I have not just, basically I've got a pivot on each end, a pivot collar on each end, a pivot on each end, a pivot collar on each end, a set of bearings here, a spacer, bearings here and a spacer, and then this centerpiece. So it is a lot more complex to take apart than some other knives. This might be one that you just want to take the scale overlays off and stick it in an ultrasonic and then just re-lube it after it's dry. So my voice is giving out. I do have bad allergies. We're going to turn this around. We're going to do some final thoughts and send you out about your day. But I really do love this. This actually was given to me by the designer. So Andrew, thank you very much for making this happen. I absolutely love this knife. I see why so many people have really raved about this knife that I've talked to when I've seen them talk about it. So start around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day.
Yeah, guys, there you go. I absolutely was not expecting this to bogart so much pocket time. As a matter of fact, it's reached the point where I want to carry this so much that the slip goes in my left pocket, and I carry this left-hand carry because I carry this every day. I literally carry this as much as I carry my Norseman. I did not expect to fall in love with this the way I did. So big thanks to Andy over at Crane's Cutlery and Andrew, the guy that designed this knife, for making this happen. They were running the Riat table. So check one out. I made sure that I put a link down below So you definitely don't want to miss out on this one. Guys, that's it on this one. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down, but please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. You want to support the channel. Bunch of ways you can do it, but just dropping a like is one of the best things you can do. I have got sponsors. Doll Strong Knives, Coffee Brand Coffee, and Tempered Trail are all three down below. Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail have a discount built into their links that saves you 10% at checkout. You can also use coupon code Crazy Sharp. That's all one word, all lowercase at those vendors. Plus, it's that same coupon code, Crazy Sharp, all one word, lowercase, will save you 40% at Beyond EDC through the end of December. There'll still be a discount associated with next year. I don't know what that will be, but right now, 40% off. It saves you 10% at Rosecraft Blades and Fair and Forge Knife Works. So that coupon code works there, and I'm trying to get more vendors to accept that coupon code and get you a discount. I've got vendors down below that are affiliate links. Take those links, use them. I get a little bit of it at checkout. It doesn't cost you anything. It supports the channel. Dive Ship Free, GP Knives, Blade HQ, they're all down there. A bunch of different vendors, including specific knife brands. I also have got an Amazon store. Use that for any shopping you're going to do. There's a link to that down below. Join the Discord, the public Discord I've built. There's a link to that down below. It's a good way to hang out. I want more people to do that. I'm providing you a free benefit just because I love you guys. I have got a private membership that has a private Discord. I also do giveaways for the baseline and premium guys. I do exclusive content for everyone. The premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series. So that's another way you can support the channel, and I can provide you a benefit. So guys, that's the end of this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.